We're in it.
All right.
So JT and I just finished a pretty epic day for a little loopy that's probably going to come through in this video. I did an Ironman and JT did a double marathon. We literally just finished minutes ago. And we're waiting. Oh, shoot. I don't know where my new thing is. Oh. Yeah, JT's got his little spoon medal on.
You made this?
Yeah. Hand carved it. Your mom and I were looking for the wood on the...
Oh, really? Oh, the week that you were down there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I ended up finding it up in the rocks. I say hand carved, but I use electric tools. So, your goals for the day, and how do you feel? What are you thinking right now?
My pace was terrible. But we'll put that aside. Like I said before, I just wanted to, if I was going to go dark, if I was going to really struggle, I wanted it to be later in the race than my previous 50 miler.
Right.
So I went dark on my first 50 miler at 34 to 36.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely went dark at like 42, 43 this time, but I came out of it much quicker. Like at 42, I was like, I'm done. I'm quitting ultra running.
Is that
I'm
when
never
you
gonna run again.
Is that when you said you're hitting
Hit the reset? Yep. I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to do this anymore. So, but that was like, all right. That was like my little tantrum, and then I was like, all right. I've been here before. All I got to do is keep walking, keep putting one foot in front of the other. At some point, I'm gonna feel like running, right? And that was the reset. I'm like, at some point, this walk will turn into a run, and then it did, and I finished it. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So that was my goal, and if I can just keep putting 5 to 10 miles on that period of time, then I can keep stretching out how long I can go. That was the goal. But my pace was terrible. Like I felt bad on mile 2. Like it was a long day. It was a long day.
But just before we get too much about it, that's the big goal. I mean, for you guys that don't know, our current kind of aim for both of us is getting to 100 miles.
Right.
And a big part of that is to get to 100 miles, you're going to have massive discomfort.
Yeah.
And how do you get through that? And then getting to the other side. I don't know if I've done what you just did. To get to that dark and then find the other side of it.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
That was my only goal for today, because I knew it was going to happen. I knew I was going to get to a point where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I had to figure out how to get on the other side of that quicker.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
it
was a success.
My quick math has you at like a 4:10 first marathon. Am I way off?
No, way off.
Okay.
No. I came in like
my math skills did too.
Close. Yeah, I know. Close to 5. I finished at like a over 11-minute pace. Okay. It was a long, slow day, but I didn't walk much until the end. And I kept a 10-minute pace pretty steady, but like 5 miles in, I was like, my legs weren't working. They just, you know what I mean? Like you feel like you can hold a 9-minute pace and feel like, okay, I'm good here. Not even once did I break like 9:45.
Wow.
So it was rough, but that wasn't the point of the day. The point of the day was to beat myself up and keep going.
So that brings me to my next kind of thought. What do you think of the course? It's brutal around here, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what your elevation.
Oh my gosh. So I run in Portland on flat roads all the time. Kennebec Road is brutal. It feels like it's uphill both ways. So it's 6 miles on Kennebec Road, all uphill both ways.
The very first hill.
Yeah.
Is like.
And then 1A down to Winterport was actually a nice stretch. Like it was so much scenic.
More rounded hills.
And actually felt like that part was great. And then when I came back onto Kennebec, that 5 miles, like it was mile 25 to 30, and I just was like, when are these hills going to stop? They would not.
Because you came the other way, and your head's probably thinking,
yeah,
it was so bad coming this way. It should be easier.
Yeah.
No.
And then I really disliked this last 1.5 mile loop.
I was happy to see you. At first, it was like when you came out and you were going the other way, you broke off. I was glad you did. I'm surprised you took.
I couldn't.
I'm surprised you took the right because that hill's brutal.
I did that once, and then I took the left the rest
The
of the
left.
time.
When I do the loop, I'll go left,
Yeah.
go up the airways, and turn back around. It's nice that way. What'd you think driving from the camp? So we started at my parents' camp in Damerscott Lake. That drive from there to here. That's stupid hilly too.
Oh, yeah.
To be biking on?
Yeah, is that where you both bike on?
Yeah, I biked literally the direction you came.
That's amazing.
It's brutal.
That is. Yeah, there you can't, and you don't even ever really get a long stretch ever. It's always some sort of like hill.
You get
which is
like
really
a
hard.
fast hill and then
Yeah.
your speed's gone
Yeah.
as soon as you get to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I dropped 2 miles per hour off my pace from last year on the bike.
From like what, 17 to 19?
It was 16.9 to 18.9.
Yep.
Right
That's
around there.
amazing.
Yeah, I was pretty pumped when I was looking at my times.
And I saw you go live. You got out of this lake very fast.
It was actually slower than that. It was a little
Really?
over an hour, I think. Just
Oh,
like
that's
one-
fast for me. Because I saw you go live at like 8:10.
Yeah. So I had, man, I had cramping issues swimming. Feeling great. Literally the halfway point, so my thing beeps I just have to beat every 500 yards. So at 2,000 yards, I'm about halfway.
Mm.
And I turned to the boat, I'm like halfway, and I changed the way I've been kicking the whole time.
Yeah.
And my calf just goes and locks up. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no. So it literally took me 4 or 5 minutes, I think, to get my calf.
Did you just tread water while you're doing
Well,
that?
the
or-
wetsuit floats you pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's floating. It finally went away. Then I got back and I felt pretty good again. It's a long story, but last year I did, because I've had this issue before. I think it's because, especially the wetsuit, it floats you so much. My legs don't have to do much.
Right.
So just sitting there,
Right.
so the body's kind of, I think, sending blood to where it needs it,
Yeah.
and not your feet. And then when you go to activate them, it's like, whoa.
Right. Now they're getting used.
So I was doing, last year I did breaststroke every like couple hundred yards. I just do a few breaststroke kicks,
Yeah.
and I didn't have any cramping issues.
Yeah.
This year I changed my stroke, and my free stroke was a bit more breaststroke-ish. Doing hip driven.
Oh,
Thought
yeah.
that would fix it. Thought
Yeah.
that would, well, no.
No.
But I got out of the water good. I mean, I'm happy with my time. I think it was more the wetsuit than anything. I think I was probably swimming faster. I think my other wetsuit faster than this.
The one you were wearing? Yeah.
Yeah.
How's
And
your neck? Your neck was fine?
Fine.
No chafing?
No chafing. No, I don't think.
Any at all throughout the day?
Not that I know of.
Me neither.
Changing shirts helped.
Yeah.
My dad forgot to fill my water bottle. Forgot to give me my bucket to sit on. It was
During
just,
the transition? Oh.
my goal was to get out of the transition in 5 minutes. I think last year it was like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And I got on like 4 something.
Yeah,
So I
well,
wasn't
that's good.
disappointed.
Yeah.
It was just, he felt horrible, but yeah.
I was gonna ask you, how do you keep? How much water do you have? Because you did 50 miles from the Damerscott 70 to Damerscott to Hamden. How
So-
much water do you have with you?
So that's about, I want to say 32 ounces.
Wow.
But D met me halfway,
Okay.
a little past, right around halfway. And I took a water bottle, filled it up. And
Yeah.
Then dropped the water bottle and she picked it back up.
Okay.
And then she gave me one more refill when I was coming around.
Yeah.
So, and that got me
Okay.
through.
Good.
Which I had a point, oh my God, I was freaking out. On the bike, I'm coming down, I don't know, I had like 3 loops left. And I stood up to go pedal. And all of a sudden, I hadn't, because the weather was perfect today,
Yeah.
I hadn't been sweating at all.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my body just went whoosh out of nowhere.
Wow.
And I got lightheaded. Like, I thought I was, like, my balance.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm screwed. And at that point, my loop fluid was getting low. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? Because I really wanted to try to push it and not have to do a stop. And I come over the hill and Dee's at the top of the hill with the water. I was like,
Oh, thank
and that
goodness.
wasn't planned.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And then after that, like, that was just the push I needed. a
Yeah.
little bit, yeah. Oh.
I feel like I went through a lot more water on the way out 1A. The first 30 miles I drank a lot more water than I'm used to. I had to stop at the Shell and just grab a couple of them because I thought my vest was going to have enough, and I went through that pretty quick. So, but I wasn't sweating either. It was weird.
Nutrition wise, you think you nailed it?
No, I'm starting over. I hated it. So normal like stay keto during the taper, do a huge like carb night the night before the race, but then run fasted. So normally I would start a run at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then if I finish by 2 p.m. I can do that whole thing fasted.
Right. I'm just struggling.
That's still preferred, because today when I started eating before the race, I felt hungry every like 30 minutes, and so I was eating Luna bars and other just stuff that I, whatever I could get my hands on. So I didn't like that at all, but I'm gonna keep playing around with that.
Yeah,
Did you go through all your gels?
I did. That worked out perfect.
Oh, good.
Those gels, they're not like normal gels. They're hydrating too with electrolytes.
Mm.
So like most gels, you eat them and then you're supposed to drink a bunch after.
Yeah.
To like wash it down.
Yeah.
And they kind of dry you out. These ones, I wasn't thirsty.
Yeah.
And my stomach never felt upset.
That's good.
And then I ran the whole thing fast. I just did Gatorade, which I'm getting 80 calories or so a swig.
Yeah.
So
I kind of stopped eating by the second marathon, but the first one I felt like I was way behind.
Did the Take 5 do it for you?
Yeah.
Adida?
Yeah, that was helpful.
Deep put out there. I'm like, I want that so bad, but my stomach feels good at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't want to screw with anything.
But I don't have stomach issues when I eat. I just don't like being distracted by hunger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I'm like, I feel like I have to eat now, and so I'd like to be able to just not have to think about it.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I had to eat. I just kind of was on the kind of a schedule.
Right.
And it was just like, okay, I'm going to do two this hour.
Yeah.
I just kind of kept the schedule. I never felt like I needed to eat.
Right.
Yeah. You happy with your time though? You happy overall?
The whole event, I'm super happy, because it's another 50 in the books. Like I said, it was all the mental stuff that I wanted to get through. I know I had a very poor. I wasn't happy with my training program. That 30-20 that I did originally, I wanted to do another one. I didn't get a second one in, and the taper was kind of a mess, and it's just so. So I know why I was fatigued on the first 10 miles. Right. I just didn't have fresh legs, and that's just that is not a good thing when you're trying to do 50.
And that road kills you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you know what I run all the time.
I know. I was like, well, I gotta start running hills.
So that's something so tomorrow we're gonna do a longer podcast, kind of on more range of topics. This is more about the race today. And I think I'll talk to you tomorrow about what I think I want to do training wise, but it involves a lot more hill work. Hill work is not fun.
Right.
And I've been avoiding it. And that's definitely something I need to work on. Cool.
I also I still am making different. I'm still doing different things with my stride. I'm playing around with it, and I can tell a big difference just in the work that I've done to handle the hills up and down. Yeah. So that makes a big difference.
No doubt, the shorter stride, the quicker tempo.
Yeah, yeah.
That helped me get out of the bike. Like my legs quickly felt good. Yeah. The first bike, you saw the pace I was. Yeah. Put up a stupid pace, but I don't feel like I put a pace that was too fast where it burned me out. Right. It just felt like a comfortable pace. Yeah. Like I was running well within myself at that point.
You happy with it?
I'm so pumped.
I know. That was an amazing. Like when I saw you show up on the bike, like I was 32 miles in. I had a good sense of the time. I figured you were close to being done with the bike, and you just looked so fast. I was like, oh my gosh.
I was hauling ass.
Yeah. Yeah. And to finish a 4:20 marathon.
Yeah, that's the part
that's amazing.
Like, last year, I was by far in the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, which is stupid to say.
Right.
How old was 45 last year?
Yeah.
And now 46, I just dropped 2 hours off my time
2 hours.
last year. Like,
and that was that's your only triathlon in the last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't. We've only been doing running.
Well, so I've been swimming and biking.
Training, right? But you haven't done a race.
Right. I haven't done a race. No. Yeah. I mean. Most of that was nutrition. I mean, a big. That's what killed me at the end last time. I mean, I was faster this time. Yeah. But I lost an hour easily, and just stomach issues.
Because your stomach. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Do we get to go eat?
Yeah, let's go. We got a turkey dinner made for us. I am so excited. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to talking tomorrow because I actually have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we both do. Yeah, tomorrow we'll have
stuff I went through my brain today. I'm ready to share.
Yeah. Yeah. Like right now, I just gotta say, I've been talking. Anybody will listen. Next year I'm doing a double Ironman. Right now, there's no freaking way. Like
No.
it's not happening.
No.
But I think tomorrow morning I might feel
You'll
different.
feel like it. I know.
Or maybe next week. Oh, all right. Thank you,
Good.
JT.
Yeah, thank you.